Yo, listen up, fam. The internet is literally on fire right now. What started as a whisper in the streets has exploded into a full-blown rap culture eruption. Fans are in complete shock and social media is going wild. Why? Because hidden King Von tapes have just leaked. And guess what? Lil Durk's name is all over them. Yeah, you heard that right. This isn't just another rumor or petty beef. This is straight-up betrayal, family drama, and secrets that could change everything we thought we knew about the O-Block legends. For months, people thought the ties between King Von and Lil Durk were untouchable, like brothers for life. But now, these tapes are exposing a darker side. Secret conversations, heated exchanges, and whispers of deception that nobody saw coming. There are voices in these recordings that paint a picture of conflict, jealousy, and even backstabbing that could tear apart the whole squad. And it gets messier. The family, divided. The streets, talking non-stop. And the fans, they're losing their minds, flooding Twitter with hashtags like For Von tapes, Durk exposed, and Door O-Block drama. Comment sections are turning into full-on war zones. People picking sides, throwing shade, and spilling receipts. Emotions are running high, and the fallout could be catastrophic. But hold up. Before we get into all the explosive details, there's one question burning in everyone's minds. What really happened behind closed doors? And trust me, when you hear what's been hiding in these tapes, it's gonna change the game forever. So buckle up, because this story is just getting started. You do not want to miss a single second. It all started on a quiet night. The kind of night where you'd expect nothing but peace, but behind closed doors. The streets were buzzing with whispers about King Von's hidden tapes. Word had spread through the block like wildfire, but no one really knew what was on them. Just that they were about to shake up everything. Rumors swirled about heated phone calls, secret messages, and voices captured in the dark. And everyone wanted in on the truth. This wasn't just another internet rumor. This was about real lives, real pain, and some deep betrayals that were about to come out. The streets were restless, and social media exploded as soon as the first snippets leaked. The clips were raw. Von's voice, sometimes calm, sometimes furious, and Lil Durk's name dropped more times than anyone expected. Fans who had long believed in the unbreakable bond between Von and Durk suddenly found themselves questioning everything. How could this happen? Some asked. Were they really brothers, or was it all a front? Others jumped straight to defense mode, refusing to believe their favorite rappers could be caught in a web of secrets and lies. One clip caught fire in particular. Von's voice was cold, almost bitter, talking about loyalty and trust. Then suddenly a sharp accusation. "How could you do this to me, Durk?" he said, voice shaking with emotion. The air around this clip was electric. Everyone replayed it, dissecting every word, every pause. Was this the moment when the friendship cracked for good? Or was there something more behind the words? The mystery was eating at everyone. Behind the scenes, the family was already divided. Some close to Von were furious, feeling like their brother's memory was being dragged through the mud by people they once trusted. Others whispered that there was more to the story, things that the public wasn't ready to hear. The streets don't keep secrets for long, but this one felt heavier, like a powder keg ready to blow. Social media was a battlefield. Hashtags like Von exposed and Durk drama trended worldwide. Comment sections turned into chaos, with fans debating, arguing, and even sending threats. Some took Von's side, claiming Durk betrayed the family, while others believed Von was airing dirty laundry that should have stayed in the family. The lines were drawn clearly, and no one was backing down. Then came the unexpected, a voice that nobody saw coming. One of Von's closest childhood friends, who had stayed quiet all this time, dropped a bombshell in a live stream. "There's more to these tapes," he said, eyes tired but determined. "Things y'all don't know, things that changed the whole narrative." The clip went viral immediately, adding fuel to an already blazing fire. Everyone wanted the details, but the friend was tight-lipped, promising he'd reveal everything soon. Meanwhile, rumors spiraled out of control. Some said the tapes showed Durk talking about disloyalty in their circle, hinting at money disputes and power struggles. Others claimed Von was confronting Durk about trust issues with women and business partners. The truth was getting lost in the chaos. But one thing was clear. Emotions ran high, and this wasn't just rap drama. It was personal. Inside the block, the vibe was tense. People who once rolled together were now exchanging icy glares. Loyalty was being tested in real time, and no one knew who would stay standing when the dust settled. Family members were caught in the crossfire, with some choosing sides and others desperately trying to keep peace. It was a powder keg, and it felt like any moment it could blow. The media jumped in too. Channels like, say, Cheese TV and Rap daily dropped reaction videos, hyping the leaks and stirring the pot even more. DJ Academics weighed in with his usual hot takes, calling it one of the biggest rap betrayals of the decade. The story spread beyond just the streets. Mainstream outlets started covering it, making sure everyone knew about the hidden tapes and the drama unfolding. But what made this situation so explosive wasn't just the drama itself. It was what the tapes hinted at. Behind all the anger and accusations, there were questions about trust, betrayal, and the cost of fame. Von and Durk had been seen as family, brothers who made it out of the struggle together. Now, the tapes suggested there were cracks, big, painful cracks, that no one wanted to admit existed. As the night wore on, more clips surfaced. Some were short, like whispers in the dark. Others were longer, filled with arguments and voices raised in frustration. Each one added layers to the story, pulling viewers deeper into the mystery. People felt like they were watching a real-life soap opera full of twists, turns, and heartache. And then came the wildest part. A recording that hinted at a secret meeting between Von and Durk just weeks before Von's death. In the tape, Von sounded conflicted, almost like he was trying to fix something broken. "We gotta figure this out," he said. "Can't keep going like this." It was chilling, knowing what came after, that Von was gone, and whatever issues they had might never be fully resolved. Fans began speculating. Was this a sign that Von wanted to forgive, or was it a final plea before everything fell apart? The emotional weight of the tapes hit hard. It wasn't just about drama anymore. It was about two young men caught in a storm of loyalty and betrayal, fighting their demons in public view. The family was left divided like never before. Some members condemned the leaks, calling them disrespectful to Von's legacy. Others said the truth needed to come out, no matter how painful. The block felt the tension, like a wound that had been reopened and wouldn't stop bleeding. Amid all the chaos, social media wars raged on. The comment sections turned into battlegrounds where fans tried to make sense of it all. Conspiracy theories popped up, some more believable than others. Some claimed the leaks were a setup, designed to destroy Durk's reputation. Others believed it was Von's way of telling the world what really happened, even from beyond the grave. Even from beyond the grave. Through all this, one thing was certain: the rap community was watching closely. This wasn't just a story about two rappers anymore. It was a saga about loyalty, trust, and the dark side of fame. The hidden tapes were more than just recordings. They were pieces of a puzzle that might never be fully solved. As the sun began to rise, the streets were still talking, and the fans were still waiting. What would come next? Would more secrets leak? Would the family find a way to heal? Or was this the beginning of the end for some of the biggest names in the game? Stay tuned, because this story is just getting started. And the next part is about to take you even deeper into the heart of the drama. As the sun rose, the streets didn't calm down one bit. If anything, the energy only got more intense. Rumors were running wild like a fast train with no brakes. The hidden tapes weren't just a topic for the block anymore. They were everywhere. Every social media platform was buzzing with fans and insiders trying to decode every word, every tone, every sigh caught on those recordings. Emotions ran high as more and more pieces of the puzzle started to surface, making the story even more twisted than anyone expected. People who were close to Von started speaking up, but not publicly. Behind closed doors, they were spilling their frustrations, hurt, and confusion. "Man, Von trusted Durk like a brother," one source said. But trust is fragile, and once it breaks, it's hard to fix. There was talk about money, how some felt it caused cracks in the relationship. "It's not just about music or the streets anymore," said another insider. "It's about business, control, who gets what, and who's really loyal." And when money mixes with fame and friendship, things get messy real quick. Then came a shocker. A leaked text message, allegedly from Durk to Von, surfaced online. In it, Durk seemed frustrated, hinting at feeling betrayed by someone in the circle. The message read, "Can't believe this is happening after all we've been through." Fans went wild trying to figure out who Durk was talking about. Was it Von or someone else? The timing of the message raised even more questions. Was this the start of the fallout? Or just another misunderstanding blown out of proportion? On the other side, Von's camp fired back. Some claimed the tapes showed Von trying to hold the crew together while Durk was pulling away. One recording captured Von pleading, "We gotta stay solid. Don't let this money or drama tear us up." The pain in his voice was undeniable. "I trusted you, Durk," he said. "Don't make me regret that." It was heartbreaking, like watching a brother begging another to remember what they had before it all fell apart. Social media kept fueling the fire. Fan pages split into two camps, Team Von and Team Durk. The comment sections were a mess. Heated arguments, threats, even some fans begging for peace. Hashtags trended back and forth, like Orgshi Von loyalty versus Chug Durk defense. Influencers and rappers jumped in too, giving their takes and opinions, sometimes adding fuel to the drama, sometimes trying to calm things down. But no one could ignore the storm. Amidst all this chaos, a shocking twist dropped that nobody saw coming. An anonymous source claimed that Durk had been involved in secretly working against Von behind the scenes. The source said Durk was pushing for control over Von's legacy, trying to manage his music rights and business deals without the family's full knowledge. This revelation sent shockwaves through the community. Some saw it as proof of betrayal, while others wondered if it was just another rumor aimed at tearing the two apart even more. The family's reaction was explosive. Some sided with Von's friends, condemning Durk for what they called taking advantage of Von's death. Others urged calm, saying that business is complicated and that accusations shouldn't be thrown around without facts. The tension inside the family was thick, a rift that seemed impossible to repair anytime soon. The leaked tapes also revealed moments of vulnerability from both Von and Durk. There were times when Von sounded hurt but still hopeful, trying to keep the peace. Durk's voice sometimes showed frustration but also regret, like he knew things were slipping away but didn't know how to fix it. It was raw, real, and painful. "How did we get here?" many asked. When did brothers become enemies? The street vibe shifted too. Where there was once respect and unity, now there was suspicion and whispers of disloyalty. Old friends found themselves caught in the crossfire, forced to pick sides or stay silent to protect themselves. Some tried to mediate, hoping to keep the peace, but the damage was done. The block felt like it was splitting apart right in front of everyone's eyes. More clips surfaced with explosive content. One recording captured a heated argument where Von confronted Durk about rumors of disloyalty spreading in their circle. "You letting snakes in the grass do this?" Von shouted, voice trembling with anger. "How many times you gonna turn your back on us?" The tension was so thick, you could almost feel it through the speakers. Durk's response was cold, dismissive even. "You don't understand the streets no more, Von. Things changed." It was a heartbreaking moment, the end of what felt like a brotherhood. Fans reacted instantly, some defending Durk's honesty, others calling him heartless. The comment sections exploded again, and every reaction video or podcast episode about the leaks brought millions of views. It was like watching a slow-motion train wreck, impossible to look away from. Amid the chaos, some voices called for respect for Von's memory, warning that the drama was overshadowing his legacy. Others argued that truth is important, even if it hurts. The debate went on, but deep down, everyone knew that this story was bigger than just the music or the fame. It was about real people, real pain, and the heavy cost of loyalty in a world where trust is a rare currency. The next bombshell came from an unexpected angle, a leaked phone call between Von and an unknown person, supposedly a close mutual friend, revealed plans to confront Durk about business dealings and personal issues. Von sounded determined but also exhausted. "I'm done watching this fall apart," he said quietly. "We gotta get this straightened out before it's too late." It was a chilling moment, knowing how soon after this call Von tragically passed away. The timing made everything feel even more urgent and tragic. Fans and family alike wondered what could have happened if that meeting had actually happened. Could it have fixed the fractures? Or was it just a moment in a series of events that couldn't be stopped? With every new leak, the story twisted deeper. Questions about loyalty, power, and betrayal dominated conversations everywhere. Some started questioning whether this feud could destroy their careers for good. Others hoped for reconciliation, but weren't holding their breath. And just when everyone thought things couldn't get any more intense, a shocking video surfaced, showing Durk reacting emotionally to the tapes. In the clip, he looked torn, sometimes angry, sometimes broken. "I never wanted it to be like this," he said. "Von was my brother, my family. The vulnerability caught some fans off guard, softening the harshest critics for a moment. But the damage was done. The streets remained divided, the family fractured, and the fans caught in the middle. As this saga unfolded, one thing became crystal clear. Nothing about this drama was black and white. There were no easy answers, just layers of pain, loyalty, and betrayal intertwined like a tangled web. The question now, how would this all end? Could the family find a way to heal? Would the music community forgive? Or was this just the beginning of a long, ugly fallout? The answers were nowhere in sight, and everyone was waiting with bated breath for the next bombshell. The night air was thick with tension, and the story wasn't cooling down any bit. If anything, part 3 of this saga digs deeper into the heart of the chaos that's been tearing apart the block, the family, and the fans alike. The leaks kept coming, and with each one, the narrative twisted further into a maze of betrayal, heartbreak, and unexpected truths that nobody saw coming. One of the most shocking moments surfaced when a voice message, allegedly from Von himself, was leaked to the public. In this message, Von's tone was serious but heavy with pain. He was talking about feeling isolated and doubting the loyalty of those closest to him. Sometimes the people you trust the most, they're the ones ready to stab you in the back, he said quietly. The raw vulnerability in his voice shook fans to their core. It was a side of Von nobody had heard before. The king on the throne suddenly exposed as just a man struggling with trust. Around the same time, an insider spilled details about what happened behind the scenes during the last days of Von's life. According to this source, Von and Durk's relationship had been on a razor's edge, with moments of peace overshadowed by constant arguments about business decisions, loyalty, and who was really handling the money. They tried to keep it together, the source said. But the cracks were showing, deep cracks. The pressure of fame in the streets was pushing them both to the edge, and those hidden tapes were proof. The family drama became impossible to ignore. Relatives on both sides started speaking out, some blaming Durk for not protecting Von's legacy properly, others defending Durk, saying it wasn't his fault and that business gets messy. The family was torn apart, and public statements only added fuel to the fire. "We want the truth, but not at the cost of tearing down the family," one member said, showing just how complicated this was. Loyalties were tested, and some old wounds reopened in public view. Meanwhile, the streets were buzzing with rumors of possible retaliation. Whispers floated about rival crews taking advantage of the tension, with some saying this could spark more violence. People who once moved quietly were now openly talking about how trust was broken so badly it could never be repaired. "The block ain't the same no more," a local said. "This drama, it's got everyone shook." That feeling of unity that once held the community together felt like it was crumbling in real time. Social media was relentless, with fans dissecting every second of the leaked tapes, text messages, and voice notes. Comment sections became battlegrounds again, but this time, the arguments were even more personal. People who once bonded over love for Von and Durk now found themselves on opposite sides, calling each other out and rehashing old wounds. Memes, reaction videos, and conspiracy theories flooded timelines. Some fans even started sending threats, turning what was once a fan community into a digital war zone. Amidst all this noise, a surprising twist came from an unlikely source. One of Von's former business partners released a statement revealing that there were major disagreements about how Von's estate was being handled. According to them, Durk was allegedly pushing for control over Von's unreleased music and brand deals, something that didn't sit well with Von's family. "There's more to the story than what people see on the surface," the partner said, hinting at deep conflicts behind closed doors. This revelation sent shockwaves through the fan base, with some accusing Durk of exploiting Von's legacy, while others urged people to wait for facts before jumping to conclusions. Furthermore, the leaked tapes included conversations that suggested Von was trying to rebuild bridges with some old friends, even as his relationship with Durk spiraled. In one recording, Von talked about forgiving past mistakes and moving forward, but the pain in his voice made it clear that those wounds were far from healed. "I just want peace," Von said softly, "but it feels like that's the hardest thing to get these days." It was heartbreaking, a glimpse of a man caught between love, loyalty, and the harsh realities of his world. The tension wasn't just between Von and Durk. Other members of their crew were dragged into the drama too. Some were accused of taking sides, others of feeding information to the media. Trust was evaporating fast. One heated exchange between two close associates was caught on another leaked clip, with accusations flying and friendships breaking down live on air. It was a reminder that the fallout wasn't just personal. It was shaking the foundation of the whole crew. The music community watched closely as the story unfolded. Some artists tried to stay neutral, knowing the stakes were high, while others openly criticized the leaks, calling them disrespectful to Von's memory. "This ain't how we should be honoring him," one rapper said in an interview. But for many fans, the leaks were a window into the real struggles behind the glitz and glam. A raw, unfiltered look at what happens when loyalty breaks down under pressure. Amid all the heartbreak and chaos, the question of who leaked the tapes kept coming up. Conspiracy theories pointed fingers everywhere, from rival crews to insiders unhappy with how business was being handled. Some even suggested that the leaks were part of a plan to sabotage Durk's reputation and shake up the industry. The truth remained murky, but one thing was clear. Whoever was behind it knew exactly how to hit the community where it hurt most. As the drama reached new heights, the emotional toll on Von's closest friends and family was undeniable. Some struggled with grief and betrayal at the same time, feeling like they were fighting a battle on two fronts. "It's like losing him all over again," one close friend said. The pain was raw, and the fight to protect Von's legacy had become a war. Just when it felt like the story couldn't get any more intense, another leaked conversation dropped, this time revealing a heated argument between Durk and another industry figure, where Durk expressed frustration about feeling misunderstood and under attack. "People want to paint me as the villain," he said bitterly, "but they don't know the full story." The clip humanized Durk in a way many hadn't seen before, showing a man caught in a storm of pressure, grief, and public scrutiny. The streets stayed on edge, the family fractured, and the fans divided. This wasn't just a story about music anymore. It was about trust lost, love tested, and the heavy price of fame. And with every new leak, the saga grew deeper, darker, and even more heartbreaking. The story had reached a fever pitch, and part 4 dives into the fallout that nobody saw coming. The fallout that's shaking the entire rap community and putting every relationship under a microscope. The Hidden Tapes saga wasn't just about Von and Durk anymore. It was about the consequences of trust broken, the wounds left open, and the battle for control over a legacy that meant everything to so many people. After weeks of leaks, social media frenzy, and family drama, the pressure finally exploded. There were reports of heated confrontations behind closed doors, moments where emotions boiled over and people said things they could never take back. One insider revealed that during a private meeting between Von's family and Durk's team, voices were raised, accusations flew, and the room felt like it was about to burst into chaos. "It got real ugly," the source said. "This ain't just business. It's personal now." One of the most heartbreaking parts of the story was seeing how Von's closest friends struggled to pick sides. Some remained loyal to Durk, believing he did what he could to protect Von's name. Others sided with Von's family, convinced Durk had betrayed the brotherhood they all shared. Friendships fractured overnight, and the tight-knit community felt the strain like never before. It was a painful reminder that when loyalty breaks down, nobody wins. Amid this turmoil, new details emerged about Von's unreleased music. Tracks that were supposed to drop posthumously, but got caught in the crossfire. Rumors suggested that Durk was holding on to some of these songs. As this chapter closes, the biggest question remains. Can trust be rebuilt after such deep wounds? Or is this the beginning of a permanent fracture in one of rap's closest relationships? The streets, the family, and the fans all hold their breath, waiting to see how this tragic drama will end. Stay tuned, because this story is far from over, and the next move could change everything. So what just happened? King Von's hidden tapes exposed secrets, shattered trust, and turned brothers into enemies. We saw loyalty tested, family torn apart, and fans caught in the middle of a war nobody wanted. But everyone can't stop watching. The drama uncovered raw emotions, business battles, and moments of heartbreak that reminded us just how complicated fame and brotherhood can be. Will this feud destroy careers? Will the family ever heal? Can Von's legacy survive the storm? These questions are burning in everyone's minds right now. And honestly, nobody knows the full story yet. But one thing's clear. The streets won't forget, the fans won't stop talking, and the music world is watching closely. Now, I want to hear from you. What do you think really happened behind the scenes? Was this all a tragic fallout or something more calculated? Drop your thoughts down below. No cap. We want to hear every theory, every hot take. Smash that like button if you're here for the real rap drama, and don't forget to subscribe so you never miss the next explosive update. This story is just getting started, and trust me, you're going to want to be right here when the next chapter drops. Until then, keep your eyes open, keep the conversations real, and remember, in the world of rap, loyalty is everything, but it's also the most fragile thing of all. Peace out, fam.